My dear friends, I come to you today with a message that has transformed countless lives, including my own. For years, I have witnessed the miraculous power of the spoken word, and I stand before you now to share what I know to be an absolute truth. Your words are not merely sounds that disappear into the air. They are living forces, creative powers that shape your entire existence. You see, many of you have come to me over the years, troubled and burdened, wondering why abundance eludes you, why money seems to flow away from you rather than toward you. And when I listen carefully to these dear souls, I hear the answer in their very own words. They speak of lack, of fear, of impossibility. They affirm their poverty with every sentence, and then they wonder why prosperity does not knock upon their door. I want you to understand something fundamental about the universe in which we live. There is an infinite intelligence, a divine mind that responds to our every thought and word. This is not mere philosophy or pleasant poetry. This is law, as certain as the law of gravity. When you speak, you are setting into motion invisible forces that must, by divine decree, bring into manifestation the very things you are affirming. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but Florence, I have tried positive thinking and nothing changed. Let me tell you why. You must do more than think positively for a moment here and there. You must speak with conviction, with faith, with the absolute knowing that what you declare is already yours in the invisible realm, waiting to manifest in the visible world. I have spent my life studying the great spiritual truths, and I have come to know with absolute certainty that we live in a universe of divine supply. There is no lack in God's kingdom. The apparent lack you experience is nothing more than a blocked channel, a resistance you have created through fear-based thinking and negative speech. The money you desire is not absent from the universe. It is merely being held back by your own words and beliefs. This is why I have prepared for you today 10 powerful statements, 10 divine affirmations that, when spoken daily with faith and feeling, will open the floodgates of prosperity in your life. But before I share these with you, you must understand the sacred responsibility that comes with the power of the spoken word. Every word you speak is a seed planted in the garden of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not argue with you. It does not question whether what you say is true or false, possible or impossible. It simply accepts what you tell it and goes to work to make it manifest in your outer world. This is why you must become vigilant about what you speak, especially about money and abundance. I have seen people transform their lives completely by changing nothing but their words. I remember a woman who came to me years ago, absolutely destitute. She had been affirming her poverty so consistently that she had created an iron wall between herself and her supply. I taught her to speak differently, to claim her divine inheritance, to declare that she was a child of the infinite and therefore heir to all good things. Within months, money began to flow to her from unexpected sources. A distant relative left her an inheritance. A business opportunity appeared seemingly out of nowhere. This was not luck. This was law. You must understand that when you speak words of abundance, you are not trying to convince God to give you something. God has already given you everything. The universe is abundant by nature. You are simply removing the obstacles you have placed between yourself and your good. You are aligning yourself with the truth of your being, which is that you are one with infinite supply. Now, let me share with you the first statement you must speak daily. Listen carefully to these words, for they carry within them the power to revolutionize your financial life. The first statement is this: I am one with infinite intelligence and infinite supply flows to me now. When you speak these words, you are declaring a spiritual truth. You are not begging or hoping. You are stating what is already true in the realm of divine reality. There is no separation between you and the source of all supply. Your very consciousness is connected to the unlimited abundance of the universe. When you acknowledge this connection through your spoken word, you activate it. You give it permission to manifest in your physical experience. I want you to speak this statement every morning when you wake and every evening before you sleep. Say it with feeling, with conviction, with the knowing that you are speaking absolute truth. Do not worry about how the money will come. That is not your concern. Your concern is to maintain the consciousness of abundance, and the how will take care of itself. The second powerful statement I want you to speak daily is, money flows to me easily and effortlessly from expected and unexpected sources. Notice the importance of including unexpected sources. So many people limit their good by believing that money can only come to them through their job or through obvious channels. The universe is infinitely creative. When you open yourself to unexpected sources, you allow the divine intelligence to work in ways you cannot imagine. I have witnessed the most remarkable demonstrations of this truth. A man once told me he needed a specific sum of money urgently. He began declaring that money was coming to him from unexpected sources. Within days, he received a check in the mail from an overpayment he had made years earlier to a company that had gone out of business. He had completely forgotten about it, but the universe had not. This is how the law works when you cooperate with it through your spoken word. The third statement brings us even deeper into the truth of divine supply. I am a magnet for money, and prosperity flows to me abundantly. When you declare yourself to be a magnet, you are using the power of your imagination combined with your word to create a new identity. You are no longer someone who struggles with money. You are someone to whom money is naturally attracted. This is not arrogance. This is recognition of your divine nature. As a child of the infinite, you were created to prosper, to flourish, to experience abundance in all forms. When you claim this truth through your spoken word, you are simply accepting your spiritual inheritance. I must emphasize something crucial here. These statements are not magic formulas that work regardless of your consciousness. You cannot speak words of abundance while harboring thoughts of fear and lack and expect results. Your words must be backed by faith. They must be spoken with the feeling of already having what you desire. This is what I call acting the part. When you declare that you are a magnet for money, you must feel wealthy in your imagination. Walk as one who has plenty. Think as one who never worries about bills. This does not mean being foolish with whatever money you have. It means carrying yourself with the confidence and peace of one who trusts completely in divine supply. The fourth statement I give you is, every dollar I spend comes back to me multiplied. This is one of the most powerful truths I have discovered in my years of spiritual work. Most people have a consciousness of loss when they spend money. They feel diminished, afraid that they are depleting their supply. This very attitude creates more lack. But when you understand the truth, you realize that money is simply energy in circulation. When you release it with blessing, and with the consciousness that it will return multiplied, you set up a divine circulation in your life. You become a channel through which abundance flows, not a dam that tries to hold on to every penny out of fear. I knew a woman who had very little money, but who practiced this principle religiously. Every time she paid a bill, she blessed the money as it left her hands and declared that it was returning to her multiplied. She maintained this practice even when it seemed she had nothing. Within a year, her income had tripled. She had changed nothing about her job or her circumstances. She had simply changed her consciousness through her spoken word. The fifth statement addresses a block that many of you carry. I release all fear and doubt about money, and I embrace my divine prosperity. Fear is the greatest enemy of manifestation. Fear creates exactly what you do not want. When you are afraid you will not have enough money, you are actually affirming lack, and the universe must respond to your affirmation. You must dig out these fears by the roots and replace them with faith. This is done through consistent daily practice of right speaking. Every time a fearful thought about money arises, you must immediately replace it with words of abundance and faith. You cannot afford to let fear-based thoughts run wild in your mind. They are too costly. I want you to understand that doubt is simply lack of faith in the working of divine law. When you doubt, you are doubting God's ability to provide for you. You are doubting your own divine nature. This is why the scriptures tell us repeatedly to have faith, to believe. Faith is not hoping something might happen. Faith is knowing that it must happen, because it is already done in the invisible realm. The sixth statement takes us into the realm of deservingness. I am worthy of wealth, and I accept abundance now. So many dear souls block their good because deep in their subconscious minds, they do not believe they deserve prosperity. Perhaps they were taught that money is evil, or that spiritual people should be poor. Perhaps they carry guilt about past mistakes and feel they must be punished through lack. I tell you this with all the love and clarity I possess. These beliefs are lies. They are not based on spiritual truth. You are a beloved child of the infinite. You were created to experience all good things. The universe does not judge you as unworthy. Only you do that to yourself. And when you do, you create an impenetrable barrier between yourself and your supply. When you declare your worthiness daily, you begin to dissolve these old false beliefs. You reprogram your subconscious mind with the truth. You give the universe permission to bless you with abundance. This is not selfishness. When you prosper, you are better able to serve others and to fulfill your divine purpose in this world. The seventh statement addresses the energy you bring to your work and to your life. My work is richly rewarded, and I am compensated abundantly for my service. Notice that this statement connects your prosperity to service. This is important. Money flows most easily to those who are providing value, who are serving others, who are contributing something meaningful to the world. But I also want you to see that this statement claims rich reward and abundant compensation. You are not merely scraping by. You are not just getting enough to survive. You are receiving richly, abundantly, more than enough. This is your spiritual right as a divine being expressing in this physical world. I have met so many talented, hard-working people who were barely surviving financially, and when I examined their consciousness, I found that they were affirming limitation. They would say things like, "I'm just grateful to have a job," or, "At least I can pay my bills." These statements affirm mere survival, and that is exactly what they got. When they began to claim abundant compensation for their work, their circumstances began to shift. The eighth statement is one that works with divine timing. Money comes to me at the perfect time in the perfect way. One of the reasons people lose faith in these principles is because they expect instant results. They speak words of abundance for a few days, and then become discouraged when money does not immediately appear. You must understand that there is a gestation period for every manifestation. Just as a seed planted in the ground does not produce a plant overnight, your words of abundance need time to work through your consciousness and to manifest in physical form. But you can trust that they are working. Divine intelligence knows the perfect time and the perfect way for your good to come to you. This statement also takes the burden off you to figure out how your prosperity will manifest. You are not responsible for making it happen. You are responsible for maintaining the consciousness of abundance, for speaking the word, for keeping your faith active. The how is up to the divine intelligence, which is infinitely wiser than your limited human mind. I have seen demonstrations that came in ways no human mind could have devised. The universe is endlessly creative, and has access to channels and possibilities you cannot even imagine. Your job is to stay in faith, to continue speaking your word of abundance, and to remain open and receptive when your good appears, no matter what form it takes. The ninth statement addresses a vital principle of circulation. As I give, I receive, and I am part of an endless flow of abundance. The universe operates on the principle of circulation. Nothing in nature is stagnant. Everything flows, moves, circulates. Your money must do the same. When you hoard money out of fear, you stop the flow. You dam up your good. But when you give wisely and with blessing, you create a vacuum that must be filled. The universe abhors a vacuum. When you give, you make room for more to come to you. This is spiritual law. I am not telling you to give away money you need for necessities or to give foolishly. I am telling you to give with wisdom, with joy, with the consciousness that what you give is creating space for more abundance to flow into your life. Give to what feeds you spiritually, to what you wish to see flourish in the world. And always give with blessing, never with reluctance or resentment. I have practiced this principle throughout my life, and I have never lacked for anything. Even in times when it seemed I had very little, I gave something, even if it was small. And always, more came to me. This is not theory. This is tested truth. The 10th and final statement brings everything together in a powerful declaration of present abundance. I am grateful for the abundant wealth that flows into my life now, and I use it wisely and joyfully. Gratitude is the great magnet that attracts all good things. When you are grateful for what you have, even if it seems small, you multiply it. When you complain about what you lack, you create more lack. This statement also includes wise and joyful use of your abundance. This is important. Money is energy, and like all energy, it must be directed wisely. When you receive abundance, you are meant to enjoy it, to use it for good purposes, to allow it to enhance your life and the lives of others. You are not meant to worship it or to be enslaved by it. You are meant to be its master, directing it according to divine wisdom. When you speak these words of gratitude daily, you tune your consciousness to the frequency of abundance. You train yourself to see the good that is already present in your life, and what you focus on expands. The universe responds to gratitude by giving you more to be grateful for. Now, my dear friends, I want to address something that I know troubles many of you. You may be thinking, Florence, I will try these statements, but what if they don't work for me? What if I am the exception? Let me tell you plainly, there are no exceptions to spiritual law. These principles work for everyone who works them correctly. If you speak these statements and see no results, there is only one reason. Somewhere in your consciousness, you are contradicting them. Perhaps you speak words of abundance in the morning, and then spend the rest of the day complaining about your bills and affirming your lack. Perhaps you speak the words, but do not feel them. Perhaps you are filled with doubt and fear that override your positive statements. You must become vigilant. You must watch your thoughts and words throughout the day. Every time you catch yourself thinking or speaking negatively about money, you must immediately correct yourself. This is not easy work. It requires dedication and consistency. But I promise you, if you persist, if you refuse to give up, if you maintain your consciousness of abundance despite outer appearances, you will see results. I have worked with people from all walks of life, from the very poor to the very wealthy, and I have seen these principles transform lives countless times. The universe is no respecter of persons. What works for one will work for all. The question is not whether these principles work. The question is whether you will work them with sufficient faith and consistency. Let me share with you one more thing that is crucial to your success. You must not speak these statements mechanically, as if you were reciting a shopping list. Each statement must be spoken with feeling, with faith, with the inner knowing that you are speaking truth into existence. Close your eyes as you speak them. Feel the words resonating in your body. Imagine what it feels like to have abundant wealth flowing into your life. Claim it as already yours in the invisible realm. And here is something that will accelerate your demonstration. Write these statements down. Read them aloud multiple times throughout the day. Put them where you will see them constantly. Let them sink deep into your subconscious mind. Let them become more real to you than your current circumstances. You must understand that your current circumstances are nothing more than the outpicturing of your past thoughts and words. They have no power to determine your future unless you continue to affirm them through your current thoughts and words. You have the power right now, in this very moment, to begin creating a new financial reality through the words you speak. I want you to make a decision right now, as you hear my voice, that you will no longer speak words of lack, fear, or limitation about money. I want you to decide that from this day forward, you will speak only words that affirm your divine prosperity, your oneness with infinite supply, your worthiness to receive abundance. This may feel awkward at first, especially if you have been in the habit of complaining about money for years. You may feel like you are lying when you declare abundance while your bank account looks empty. But you are not lying. You are speaking truth on a higher level. You are calling things that are not yet manifest as though they already exist, and this is exactly how creation works. Remember, the things you see around you were all once invisible thoughts in someone's mind. Everything begins in consciousness. Everything begins with thought and word. When you change your words, you change your consciousness. When you change your consciousness, you change your world. I have walked this path myself. I have faced financial challenges. I have had moments of doubt and fear. But I have always returned to these fundamental truths, and they have never failed me. The universe is abundant. God is limitless supply. There is no lack except in human consciousness, and consciousness can be changed through the power of the spoken word. So I ask you now, will you commit to speaking these 10 powerful statements daily? Will you give this practice at least 40 days of faithful, consistent application? I ask for 40 days because that is often how long it takes to establish a new pattern in consciousness. But I tell you truly, if you will speak these words daily for 40 days with faith and feeling, you will begin to see changes in your financial circumstances. The exact timing and manner of your demonstration I cannot predict, for that is between you and divine intelligence. But I know with absolute certainty that if you keep the faith and speak the word, your supply must appear. Do not be discouraged if others around you do not understand what you are doing. You need not explain these practices to anyone. Simply do them in the quiet of your own consciousness. Let your results speak for themselves. When people see the transformation in your life, many will want to know what you have done, and then you can share these truths with them. And remember this: as your abundance increases, you have a responsibility to use it wisely and to help others. Prosperity is meant to flow through you, not just to you. When you prosper, you become a channel of blessing for others. This is the highest purpose of wealth: to enable you to live more fully, to serve more effectively, to be a greater light in this world. I am going to close now with a prayer, a blessing over your financial life. I want you to receive these words into your heart. Divine intelligence, infinite supply. I know that you are the source of all abundance. I know that there is no lack in your kingdom. I claim now for everyone hearing these words their divine prosperity. I speak the word that dissolves all blocks to their supply. I declare that money flows to them easily and abundantly from expected and unexpected sources. I declare that they are worthy of wealth and that they accept it now. I give thanks that it is already done in the invisible realm and is now manifesting in their visible world. I speak this word with absolute faith, and I release it into the law, knowing it must manifest. And so it is. My beloved friends, you have everything you need to transform your financial life. The power is within you. The words are in your mouth. The faith is in your heart. Now go forth and speak these truths daily. Watch what happens. Be alert to the opportunities that appear. Be ready to act when divine guidance directs you. And above all, maintain your faith regardless of appearances. Your good is on its way to you now. Open your arms to receive it. You are blessed. You are prosperous. You are abundant. This is your truth. Claim it, speak it, live it, and watch the money come.